Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. This is part 2 of the internal cable routing video that I showed earlier on. So we've got the tube in already. If you stumbled across this video and you've missed that part, then do have a look at that as well. But we've got the tube in, which means the cable will be safe for threading through. This is how we install the new brake cable. The first thing you're going to want to do is to locate the end of the brake cable, and that's this one just here. The cable has already been removed, so there's no tension anymore. So just by putting the cable through, it's going to release. And I wouldn't just pull all the way through if it were me, because certainly with my cable here, which I'll show you, it's very rusty and very disgusting outside. It's become a winter bike. So as a result, the customer hasn't really given it a good clean after every ride. And you don't really want to pull all that dirt and all that crap through the system. Just get this in focus for you. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this here, and then we can pull the cable through without putting through all the bits of rust and mud on the cable. Okay, so with that bit gone, we can now pull this through, and you saw that last bit of rust coming through. If the whole cable had gone through, that would have been stuck inside the outer cables and would have caused more trouble at a later date. So now we can put the new cable in. Okay, so I've moved the camera around a little bit to make it easier to see, but there's the routing point that the cable needs to go through, and then just out of view, just at the tip of my thumb, will be a very small opening for the cable to go. Once the cable goes in, hopefully you'll be able to see that. Before I put the cable in, as you see in all of my videos, I like to use just a dab of oil, which will course its way down the cable, and it will just help keep things slick inside. There we go. And just put a couple of dabs on. I'm going to do it off camera. It's a bit easier. And for me, you don't have to do it. There's no rules attached to it, but I like to do that. Now, this is a stainless steel cable. You can get galvanized ones, obviously, but galvanized cables will rust. We've already established this as a winter bike. Stainless steel, well, it does what it says on the tin, really. They're a bit more money. They're slightly less pliable, but not really noticeable. Anyway, cable goes in there, and then sometimes it takes 10 attempts. This one has gone first, so you can see the route that cable's now taking, and then eventually the cable will come out the other end. Once you see the end of the cable, you can put it through the other end. I like to hold the gear lever open slightly to put less chance of catching the cable, and just help it in there. There we go. And if I pull with my other finger, it actually shuts the lever for me, so then you know it's tense. What you need to do is to make sure, just before you finish attaching the cable at the end, just make sure this end nipple hasn't come out of its place, because it could easily just work loose like that. So yeah, we get it into place now, but we will also double check at the end as well. Now, this is the next fun part. We're going to thread the cable, which already has a fair bit of lubrication on it, into the tube end. And as I'm threading it through, you just saw it then coursing through the tube. It will eventually come out the other side. Once you know it has definitely come through, you can then pull the cable through, the tube and the cable itself. And I can see through the tube that the cable has indeed made its way all the way through. You can then just pull the tube away from the cable. You can relocate the outer cable at the lever end, which then leaves us just to deal with here. I said in the last video that all the entry and exit points are different depending on what bike you're working on. This is one of the easiest, but if you're lucky enough to have a locating section with which to make a larger access hole, you've now got to put that back in. It just slots in very cleverly with a nice clicking sound when it's in place, and then you attach the outer cable over the inner cable. Before tightening up the cable, you just want to make sure the entry and exit points are bang on both ends. You also want to make sure that the cable is properly in where it should be. and then we can go ahead and true up the brakes. If you want to see how that's done, there's another video in my history of videos to show you how to do that. But this video was about internally routing the cable. Mission accomplished. Job done. I hope that was really helpful for you. And as ever, please like, please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more videos.